Hi there. Thanks for joining our Let's Chat series presented by MobileXtra. Today, we'll be taking a look at our unified endpoint management solution. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. An IDG survey conducted in 2020 among more than 200 C-level IT executives showed that 78% of IT leaders believe their organizations lack sufficient protection against cyber attacks to deal with distributed IT and work-from-home challenges. Considering that 2020 was a record-breaking year in security breaches, where some countries have seen a 250% increase in cyber attacks, it is not surprising that it's at the top of everyone's priority list. IDG reported that 91% of these companies increased their cybersecurity budgets for 2021. Among their priorities, 67% of these companies wanted to improve endpoint security, and 55% wanted better identity and access management. Do you know what they ranked as their number one challenge? The lack of automation. 55% of respondents confirmed their inability to analyze and respond to the flood of notifications due to the lack of time and skill sets required to implement proper processes. Considering that remote work policies are becoming more and more popular, how can you ensure your IT teams have the tools and the time to support your employees while at the same time protecting your company's data? Enter UEM, Unified Endpoint Management. It starts with MDM, or Mobile Device Management, at its core. MDM focuses on mobile phones and tablets and imposes a set of rules or restrictions that are called policies that can be pushed to devices and controlled remotely. Enforcing a password to unlock a device, having the ability to wipe it if lost, blocking access to certain apps, remote install of company-specific apps, pre-configuring Wi-Fi networks, pushing or preventing OS updates, and the list goes on. The next layer is called EMM, Enterprise Mobility Management. In essence, EMM is just a term used to regroup various tools that assist IT teams in managing your company's connected devices. The most popular are MAM, Mobile Application Management, which helps in creating an enterprise app store and pushing or updating necessary apps on business devices remotely. MCM, Mobile Content Management, is a document repository where employees and employers access and share documents or files without affecting the entire device or other applications. TEM, Telecom Expense Management, which allows you to regroup several providers into one portal and have detailed usage reports to manage your mobile fleet's monthly cost more efficiently. While these are mostly geared towards mobile phones and tablets, the workspace today also includes laptops, smartwatches, IoT devices, and more. Managing all these endpoint devices is what we call UEM, or Unified Endpoint Management. No wonder IT teams are begging for more automation and assistance managing all these. Here are their top concerns listed by Security Boulevard. Application management issues. Remotely distributing and installing the requisite apps in each employee's device and ensuring that they run on the latest version. There's also the challenge of end users unintentionally installing malicious apps on devices, which puts the data of the device at risk. Content management issues. Distributing the documents in bulk, modifying them, giving access to specific users, and preventing it from being shared with unmanaged devices. In Bring Your Own Devices, or BYOD, if personal apps are allowed access to corporate documents or can save documents on third-party cloud services, this is a major data security concern. Email management issues. access to Exchange servers using an unauthorized device, exposes the mail server to potential cyber threats. On top of this, viewing email attachments in unapproved apps can result in data leak. Security issues. Automated OS updates after the compatibility with company apps has been tested. VPN connection to access corporate resources remotely. Proactive and reactive measures for lost or stolen devices, like locating them, locking and displaying a message on the screen, or wiping the data to secure corporate information. And troubleshooting issues. Troubleshooting devices without having physical access to them for when devices malfunction, apps fail, or when users are simply not compliant with company policies. Don't wait for issues to arise to take action. Let us manage all of these for you and ensure that your employees comply with adequate security policies to keep your business safe. So let me tell you a little bit more about MobileXtra's UEM. First, it is used by Fortune 500 organizations in over 100 countries. It has already won Gartner's Customer's Choice, where it is currently rated at 4.8 stars and is featured in Gartner's Magic Quadrant for UEM 2021. We play well with Microsoft Active Directory, Azure, G Suite or Google Workspace, Okta, Android Enterprise, Samsung Knox, Apple Business, LG Gate, Zebra, and many more. We manage Android devices, even custom ROMs, the Apple ecosystem, iOS, iPadOS, Apple TV, MacBook, and soon to come, the Apple smartwatch, Windows, Fire OS. To better illustrate how an UEM can assist you, let me introduce you to one of our clients, Frank's Amusement Park. Frank operates a mobile amusement park that travels to various cities. He has rides, concession stands, carnival games, and more. Every week, they're either setting up in a different park, a shopping center parking lot, or collaborating on much larger events, such as the International Balloon Festival. As they are never in a traditional office and always on the go, Frank is extremely reliant on his mobility and cannot afford any downtime. He also needs his IT team running the show, not troubleshooting mobile devices. Let's explore some of his challenges and how we've helped him. His employees are always remote and rarely all together. He needed devices to be pre-configured and shipped to different addresses. So we enrolled the devices and pre-configured them so that all required configurations would kick in on the first boot. Here were some of the settings and requirements that he wanted to have pre-configured for his employees right out of the box. Their individual email inbox, Wi-Fi networks so that employees wouldn't waste time trying to connect their devices themselves. Gina always put the network name in the password field. Not anymore. Specific apps pre-installed so that employees would be up and running right away. Having a shared document library where his team could access various contact lists, specific event regulations, sitemaps, procedures, troubleshooting guides, etc. In terms of security, he also needed strong, secure passwords to be enforced to unlock their devices. The ability to occasionally locate tablets that were shared between events and venues, like that time where we helped Simon, one of his technicians, locate a tablet he misplaced. It was inside one of the control panels from one of the rides. And remote lock and wipe a device should it be lost or stolen. Here were some additional features that he found very valuable when we understood some of his other pain points. Messenger, which allows him to broadcast a short message to multiple devices at once, like when he needs to quickly get a hold of a technician or communicate an urgent message from the venue organizers to his entire crew. Geofencing, which allows him to block certain features when employees were on site at an event. For example, blocking video streaming apps so that JC wouldn't be tempted to watch his hockey game while on duty. Frank also couldn't sacrifice the bandwidth. Some venues also needed to grant his technician access to restricted areas and require the cameras on their phones to be inaccessible. There's also remote control, which allowed us to take control of a device and remotely troubleshoot it for him. This was especially handy for the locked down devices. And that is exactly what Frank needed on his other devices. The kiosk lockdown mode allows us to control the entire environment of the device. First, Frank has screens that are running as digital signage. Some just need to display prices, like at the ticket booth, or other display menus, like at the food court. Others display the schedule for the day with the weather forecast, promotions, and ads from his paid sponsors. He also installs a self-serve info booth where guests can interact with the screen to find a ride, look for a food stand, or even leave a comment. He also has tablets that needed to be locked down. The ones his technicians use to log their inspection reports on the rides. As these tablets should only be used for these inspections, he asks to remove all unnecessary apps. Even the browser is controlled and only whitelisted websites can be accessed. There are also the tablets that his marketing agents use during the event to complete surveys. Since these are put in customers' hands, he only wanted the surveys to be available and nothing else. Lastly, he also wanted his laptops to be configured and managed remotely. As some festivals require him to install specific apps and software, we deploy them silently, without human intervention, on both his Windows laptops as well as his MacBooks. We also track them should they get lost or stolen and can wipe them remotely as well. Now you know how Frank's amusement park is set up. But would you like to know what is the one element that is the true game changer for him? It's the fact that we manage it for him. When Gina locks herself out of a device, she calls us. When new devices need to be enrolled, configured, and deployed, they call us. When a new festival requires new restrictions, new apps, new signage, they call us. Well, Simon prefers to email or chat, but we're okay with that too. Frank never needs to worry about his fleet because we do that for him. Frank just does what he does best. He brings the fun to the crowds. That is how our unified endpoint management solution can help you focus on what matters most, growing your business. Any other questions or special requests? We're here to assist. That's MobileXtra.